everybody, and welcome to Inside Gooners Extra with me, Nick Bright. Alongside me, former Gooner, 29 in the background, it's Adrian Clark. Hello, mate.
You right, Brighty? Yeah, good to be with you again, mate.
Yeah, it's great to be back, especially after a win last night. It was all about Olympiacos in the Champions League, 2-0 at the Emirates. And look, you know, the first half, let's kind of try and go through it a bit chronologically, because the first half, especially the first 15, 20 minutes, sensational stuff from the Arsenal.
Yeah, I thought it was an electric start. I really did. Like, you're looking, aren't you, in these games against the team you're expected to beat, you're looking for attitude. You're looking for, are the team up for it? And I couldn't criticise the team at all for the way they went about it. It's really fast football, completely dominated Olympiacos. They didn't really get a touch, did they, for the first 10 or 12 minutes? And really should have been 2 up inside 12. Obviously, we got the goal through Martinelli, but really inside 2 minutes, I think it was, Martinelli, he's got to score that, hasn't he? But the move that created it was fantastic, wasn't it, Nick? I loved it.
Yeah, really, really good. The ball from Lewis Skelly in as well. And I don't know if you saw Martinelli's post-match interview. He kind of said that they spoke about that. So clearly it's something that they've been working on the training ground, which is great to hear. Just quickly though, what did you make of the because there's a lot of talk now about the depth that we have at Arsenal, which is a great problem to have because for a long time we've not had it. So what did you make of Mikel Arteta's starting 11?
Yeah, I liked it. It was a little bit risky. I think every time you leave out Saka, Eza and Rice, it's, you know, all eyes are on that starting 11, aren't they, and how they're going to perform. But I thought by and large, Arsenal absolutely deserved it. Needed a little bit of help from the big guns towards the end to get it over the line. But no, I thought the balance was right. It's a match that Arsenal should win, even if they do take out some of their best players. And that's the position that we're in at the moment, which, you know, isn't a luxury that Mikel Arteta has had in previous years, is it? So no, I had no issue with the lineup. Trossard and Martinelli deserved their starts. I was excited to see Odegaard with Gyökeres. We haven't got to see a lot of that. And I've got to say, Nick, I absolutely loved what I saw of Odegaard with Gyökeres. And if I'm Viktor Gyökeres, I want to play with this guy every week, especially if he plays like he did in this game, because he is going to unlock the Swedes' potential. I've got no doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, the combination play between the two were brilliant. And look, when Gyökeres was being touted to be brought into Arsenal, one of the things that people were really excited about is balls into the channel, you know, balls in behind that he can run onto. And we saw that last night for the goal. But the craziest thing about the goal is it was 2 against 1. And he was definitely second favourite to get to that ball, but he just used his physicality. It's like he steamrolled the 2 defenders.
It was like he was playing against an under-12 team, wasn't it? It's just like, get off. And that's what we signed him for, to be that sort of bulldozing centre forward. I would take issue with that. He wasn't second favourite. He was third favourite. There was 3 going for the ball. And I think the 2 Olympiacos defenders were both sort of should have got there first. And he's just muscled his way through, hasn't he? Yeah, good pass from Odegaard. And yeah, Martinelli's on the spot to score. We saw it over and over again, didn't we? And this is what really pleased me about the game. Because early on, when Gyökeres first game of the season at United, we had opportunities to play those passes and turned them down, which I just didn't understand. It's obviously just they're not used to him. But now it feels like, right, okay, we've got Gyökeres there. Let's just play that forward pass. Let's take a chance. And yeah, I think he'll be disappointed he didn't score. He could easily have had 2 or 3, couldn't he? But I'm pretty confident, I've got to say, that he's going to get plenty this season if we continue to give him that kind of service. He's just got to chill out a little bit, Gyökeres, when he gets those big chances. At the moment, you can just see he wants it so bad. Once he relaxes, he'll be fine.
Yeah, you can see he's absolutely desperate to get on the score sheet. But I mean, that's kind of natural for number 9s, isn't it? For strikers, they want to score goals. There's the old story of, like, you know, even if the team lose, the number 9s in public will say, like, oh, you know, I'm disappointed we lost. But if they scored in secret, they're like, well, I did my job. You know what I mean?
I didn't think Gyökeres' celebration for the Martinelli goal was quite muted. I don't know if you
Yeah.
noticed. And I love that. I love it because it's like I'm annoyed that I didn't get it. But okay, yeah, well done, Gabby. But yeah, I'm a little bit peeved here. But yeah, I, I don't think we need to worry. I mean, he's already scored 3, so he's fine. He's off and
Mm.
running. But in the last 2 games, Newcastle, I thought he was very, very good. And in this match, he was a massive threat, wasn't he? And I just feel like he looks sharper, and the players around him are definitely more in tune with what he needs. It's
Yeah.
just the finishing touch that's missing.
And Martinelli gave his kind of shot every opportunity to go in, didn't he? It was rolling towards the goal, and then it hit the post. But to be fair, seriously, Martinelli did quite well to react to it, because it bounced off the post, and he could have missed that.
I mean, you're doing a pretty bad miss. He'd already missed one open goal, hadn't he, with his head? So that would have been pretty disastrous. But you're right, and that's what I'm talking about with Viktor, about chilling out. In those moments, you've just got to be ice cold and stay calm, haven't you? And he could have panicked there, but he didn't. He had a clear head and knew exactly what he needed to do, Martinelli. And I've got to say, at that point, Brighty, I thought we might run away with it. But
Same.
Olympiacos were not a bad team, and they kept us on our toes. I got to say, particularly down, I think, the right wing, they were terrific. And El Khaby, the centre forward, was a real threat. So this, people will look at it and say, "Oh, you only beat Olympiacos 2-0," but I didn't think they were a bad team at all.
Yeah, they had opportunities as well, especially in the second half. But just before we get to kind of the second period, I just want to talk to you about Martin Odegaard. He had,
Yeah.
I would probably say, his best game this season for us. He was from start to finish, less so in the second half because we weren't as kind of swashbuckling going forward. But in that first half, he was sensational.
Ah, ridiculous. Yeah, off the charts good, in my opinion, anyway. I even heard 1 or 2 little groans in the second half when he tried to do something and it didn't come off. I was thinking, come on, give this guy a break.
Mm.
He's been, this is a sort of 8 or 9 out of 10 performance from Odegaard. He wants to try things. He's playing those forward passes, and that's what we want him in the team for. But yeah, he looked like he was a player that was of a level higher. So it looked to me like he was playing down a year at school. He just looked like it was a little bit too easy for him at times. The way he was controlling it, wriggling into space, and then playing those forward passes in behind. He is class, isn't he? I mean, I don't know what you think, Bright. He looks a bit shredded to me. It looks like he's really spent that time out injured. Not that he needed to lose weight, but he looks unbelievably fit at the moment as well. But his passing was mesmeric, really.
It feels like that's what all the injured Arsenal players do, isn't it? I mean, Kai Havertz came back off the back of an injury looking absolutely ripped. I'm expecting Gabriel Jesus to come back looking like a bodybuilder at this point.
He's going to be a machine, isn't he?
But yeah, you mentioned the passing behind. Let's talk about that, because he slipped Gyökeres in perfectly. Or the pass was, well, actually, let's go back because David Raya, he invited the pressure on, didn't he, in the press, and then he released it at the perfect time. Then there was a quick one round the corner, and then Martin Odegaard bang with the perfect pass.
Yeah, exactly. No, we did play out from the back really well. I think we're doing that excellently at the moment. So look, we know that Raya is going to play those confident passes into midfield, and Odegaard's going to link it, and others as well, like Lewis Skelly, who I thought had a good game as well.
Yeah.
And look, Odegaard, if he's got space in front of him to slip a through ball into, he will play that pass. I think only Bruno Fernandes made more through balls than Odegaard last year, and based on the evidence of this game, I think Odegaard, if he stays fit, will probably top the charts come the end of the season, because it's obvious to me that in those moments where we have drawn the opponents a little bit higher with their defensive line, we just have to play that pass, because Gyökeres will get in, and then it's down to him to finish. It wasn't his night against Olympiacos, but his time will come. We'll get plenty of goals that way.
Well, even if, like you said, even if he's not first favourite to the ball, he'll just bulldoze his way there by the looks of it. So, it's really good to have that in the locker. That's for sure. What do you make of, some whisperings that, people are saying that Mikel Arteta has an over-reliance on our captain, on Martin Odegaard? I don't know if I agree, especially because we've done some great transfer business.
No, I would absolutely take issue with that. I mean, it's good to have a player that creates so much, but no one can convince me that he's the only one that can unlock the door. We just signed Eberechi Eze. He always makes things happen. Bukayo Saka is captain in product, isn't he? He delivers goals. He delivers assists every time he's on the pitch. And Trossard, Martinelli, Marino, they're all chipping in. I mean, I'm only going back a few days here. I'm not going back to the start of the season. I'm going back like a week, and they've all scored or they've all made an assist. So I'm not having that we're reliant on Odegaard at all. We have a number of players that can hurt opponents, and that, let's be honest, that's why we're so scary. That's why Liverpool were unbelievably cautious against us at Anfield. That's why Pep parked the bus like he's never parked it before. It's because we've got more than one guy now. You can block off Saka if you want, but it doesn't matter because we've got other players that can go and create. So Arsenal don't have an issue in that department. It's way overblown.
It was so. I can't even describe the feeling. It was such an alien feeling to me as an Arsenal fan to see, Eberechi Eze and Bukayo Saka coming on, and that got a big cheer inside the stadium as well, didn't it? And genuinely, that can be a psychological blow for opponents as well. Just when they think they're starting to do a job on you, you call for another two, England internationals.
I know. I think everyone that bought a ticket for the game kind of wanted to see Saka and Eze, so they were pretty disappointed when they got the team sheet, but that was partly why the cheer was big. But in truth, Arsenal had gone a bit flat. It was a bit like the Newcastle game. Brilliant start, kind of a bit in the middle, and then we finished strong with the subs coming on and sort of lifting the team. Look, these two guys are entertainers, aren't they? And they definitely made a difference. Obviously, I remember that pass from Eze. He switched it out to Saka, didn't he? And then I think he crossed it in for Trossard, who should have scored. So, it was it came into Marino, then to Trossard, who should have scored. So, it was some good football on show. On the radio, I was listening on the way home, and there was a little bit of criticism, and a lot of people saying Arsenal weren't that good. It was an okay performance. I think it was better than okay. I think it was a good performance at times, very good. So you're not going to be swashbuckling every minute of 95 minutes or however long a game is. You're just not going to be. And it's really important that Arsenal win these games efficiently, Brighty, because we're seeing Liverpool have to win games like digging deep. But this was a bit of a cruise, and I don't think Arsenal fans should be complaining about a win in second gear, because a win in second gear means that you've probably got a little bit left in the old battery for another game.
Yeah, and look, at the end of the day, we're the only English team in the Champions League who are 2 for 2 at the moment.
Yeah,
so
right,
nobody else can say that.
No,
we did fall away in the second half, but 2 clean sheets as well. David Raya be pleased with that. But just in terms of the second period, we did fall away, but at the same time, Mikel Arteta has focused a lot on, this rugby adage, having starters and finishers. And I know Mikel Arteta loves his interesting ways, and he's got lots of interesting and strange techniques. But this is one that I actually like because it gets everybody involved. So far, beyond Manchester United on the first game of the season, I would say we've dominated or nobody's dominated us. I won't say we dominated every team, but nobody's dominated us. And, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, definitely. But you can talk about starters and finishers with real authority when you've got the squad that Arsenal have got. That, like in the past, and this is the truth, and Arteta shouldn't be slaughtered for this. He didn't really trust his subs before. It was like he turned to look, and it's like, I don't know if any of those guys are better than the ones on the pitch. And that's where Arsenal weren't able to turn those draws into wins, where they was just needed something extra because of injuries, because of suspensions, and a lack of squad depth. He was like, I don't think it's going to strengthen us. And he got criticised for not using it, but I kind of don't blame him now that he's got the bench he wants. He's using it big time, isn't he? And the players are coming on and impacting it. And the thing is, if you're a gaffer and you've got like 22 really, really good players, you've got to keep them interested. You've got to keep them motivated. And that's what he's doing at the moment. I think the rotation thing is a bit new to Arteta. It's not, I mean, he was used to it with Pep, but he didn't pick the team then at Manchester City.
Yeah.
At Arsenal, he's never had the luxury to do it. Now he has. I'm actually quite impressed with how he's rotating. It's a bit of an art form, and he won't get it right every time. He won't. But at the moment, well, results say that it's going okay.
Yeah, I mean, there was a shot on the TV coverage last night that showed, in their civvies, showed Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus
in their civics,
in because obviously they're injured. In Capie, Madueke. So these are all guys that are going to have to come back into the team. So he's managing the squad really well at the moment, but we'll wait and see because it's going to get even more difficult, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But no, look, good players aren't getting much time at the minute. Like a Waneri hasn't played. Like I think whenever he's played this season, he's looked really good, but he can't get a kick because there's so many options. So look, it's all going well, but it's early in the season. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But what I will say is that after what I think was a bit of a very average performance against Man United on the opening day, I think since then Arsenal have been pretty solid. Well, very solid. I mean, we're letting 3 goals in all competitions. I think Liverpool have let in 11 in all comps. So that tells you the difference between us and the team that we're really up against here. And in that regard, we've got the edge. I'm happy with the points tally after that tough fixture list. I'm really happy with obviously 2 clean sheet wins in the Champions League. So yeah, let's enjoy it.
Yeah. Just before we preview West Ham at home on the weekend, Mikel Arteta then, I kind of think I know what your answer may be because we know each other quite well, but there's still this talk about this season. It's now or never for Mikel Arteta in terms of winning a trophy. Where do you stand on that?
No, I mean, what? Now or never in terms of what we're going to sack if we don't win a trophy. I think that's what people are saying. No. Why would you want to sack a guy that's improved the team year on year? Last year, we can give him a pass, can't we? Because of the circumstances. I mean,
The
there's a lot went against Arsenal last season. I actually think semi-final of the Champions League and second in the league wasn't bad considering the sort of bad fortune we had. Now or never, no, but I do feel that we should win one. I just think this team is on course. I mean, anyone that watches Arsenal, even if you hate Arsenal, and there are a lot of people that do hate Arsenal, you've got to look at this team and say, wow, they're worthy favourites to win the Premier League. You've got to look at them and say, well, they might win the Champions League. And as Arsenal supporters, are we not happy with that? I mean, football's football. Like, you can always get a player sent off. You can make a mistake. You can lose a game. Are we really going to judge Arteta on those variables? I think we should judge him on what he's producing, and he's developed a quality team that I think we should be proud of. The trophies will come. Nothing in football's guaranteed. I really think it's almost guaranteed that this group of players are going to win stuff. I don't see how they can't. They're too good.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think what he's done since he's come into the club, like, I know everybody goes, oh yeah, but the only thing that people remember are trophies and, who won it and blah, blah, blah. But, to be part of the journey, me and you have spoke about that over the years because, we were working together the back end of the Arsene Wenger era where it was really difficult, and then the Unai Emery era, again, quite difficult. And then Arteta's come in and, I can't remember what game it was, but me and you were having a conversation and it was just like, in a way, it's like, I can't believe I'm a part of what we're seeing now, because it just felt so great to be going to the games and seeing the football.
Yeah, it's on a different level. Arsenal are playing like a different sport to what they used to. Arsenal have never, and since we had the team that got to the final of the Champions League and were unluckily lost the game, we haven't really had a team until now that you could genuinely say are good enough to be European champions. And I know we've never done it before as a club, but I think we always said we've got to be in the mix now, or we are in the mix, and that is a lot of hard work has got us to this point. A lot of tough decisions. A lot of players have had to leave. We've had to spend a lot of money. And I just think, right, now is the time. Now is the time. There are really no excuses now. This group can win any trophy that they compete in, and they really should. So let's not spend all season panicking about, oh, we need to win it. We need to do this. We need to do that. Let's try and enjoy it. Because I don't know about you, but as a supporter watching the team, I feel like this is the best football and what I've seen for donkey's years, and that's great. And we're winning. We're dominating almost everybody. If you can't enjoy it now, just give up. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point to end our Champions League chat. But West Ham on the weekend, the games come thick and fast, and they'll be, well, maybe a little bit of new manager bounce because Nuno Espirito Santo is in there now. And look, they've been, because people will look at this and say, oh, look, it's West Ham, they're struggling, etc., etc. But they've come to the Emirates the past 2 times. They've come to the Emirates, they've won. So they're a bit of a bogey team for us.
I know. So did Olympiacos. The last 2 times they've been to Emirates. So they have been a bit of a nightmare team for us at home. But normally you look at a change in manager and you say, oh, it's a bad thing. New manager bounce. But the thing is with Potter, he's kind of been rubbish against everyone else apart from Arsenal. He's beaten us with Ostersund's. He's beaten us with Brighton. I don't think he beat us with Chelsea, and he's beaten us with West Ham. So I'm kind of glad he's not there. We should win the game. It's one of those. You've just got to attack it in the right way. They've got Bowen, haven't they, on the counter attack that you've always got to be wary of. But actually, their midfield's much better than it was. They've brought in a few younger players now that have got a bit more energy and life about them than the ones that started this season. But with Saka and Eze almost certain to start. Hopefully with Odegaard, that cheeky 3 in behind Gyökeres. I mean, is that the best front 4 Arsenal have got? Maybe. I think we're all excited to see that unleashed against West Ham. But none of us that are going to go to that game will go there totally confident, because West Ham have been a bit awkward for us, haven't they?
Do you think that's our first choice front 4 now? Would you argue?
Yeah, I mean, we'll all have our first choice, but the truth is that it kind of doesn't. That first choice very rarely plays, or first choice 11, like the Invincibles. That we've all got an 11 in mind, and didn't that team play like 4 times together or something silly? So like, I think we'd all have. Most of us would have Rice and Zubimendi, Eze, Odegaard, Saka, and Gyökeres. I don't want to speak for everyone, but that's a really exciting sort of front 6, isn't it? So yeah, will we see it? Maybe. I could actually see a scenario in this game. If Arteta's really confident, he might give Zubimendi a rest and play Rice as the 6 and have Eze and Odegaard as twin 8s with 2 wingers and a striker, which would be even more attacking. So, yeah, it'd be interesting starting 11. That would tell us a lot about how confident or otherwise Arteta's feeling.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he does now as we enter this phase of the season, just in terms of, we've got a lot of those tough games out the way. We went away to Liverpool, away to United, away to Newcastle, Manchester City came to the Emirates, and now I'm looking at our kind of next 5 fixtures, and I'm thinking, I don't want to count my chickens, but I want maximum points from it.
Yeah. Never count those chickens, Mick. Look, there's always a slip up somewhere, isn't there, that you don't expect? But yeah, like, we've navigated a really hard run. The next run of games looks kinder, but players have got to go out and do it, haven't they? So yeah, but hopefully they can, and hopefully they can cut loose and players like Odegaard and Gyökeres and Saka can start to, get that goal and assist count absolutely flying. Because if you deliver the numbers, then your confidence is going to grow, isn't it? So, yeah, hopefully it's all good. I just think let's keep the defensive solidity up. One or two nervy moments against Olympiacos where we maybe didn't defend amazingly. So nothing too sloppy. Keep the focus, and we'll be just fine.
Look, I know everybody hates predictions, but I'm gonna stick one on you.
All right,
I'm
bro.
only doing this because I was on Inside Gooners this week with Clive and Darren Bent, and we predicted for the Olympiacos game. Darren Bent went 3-1.
Okay.
Clive went for a stinky 1-0. He was almost right, to be fair, but old Brighty here went for a 2-0, and so what are you saying for West Ham? What do you reckon?
So you're on fire then. That's basically what you're saying. I on the live show last night, I said 2-0. So we're both feeling pretty smug as we sit here today. West Ham. Let me think. Do you know what? I think we do get payback. I think we give them we give them a lot of problems. 4-1 Arsenal. We're going big.
Whoa, that is massive. I wasn't expecting that. Absolutely huge. I'm gonna just stick with the old faithful 2-0. I like it. I think it's a good scoreline, safe. So yeah, all right. Well, listen, Clarky, thank you very much for your time as always, mate. I'm kind of hoping that I'm wrong with the prediction, because a 4-1 would be absolutely amazing. A Viktor Gyökeres hat-trick in there as well. Who knows? But until next time, thank you very much, mate.
Top man. Thanks, mate.